Hey there, I'm going to share with you what a toddler putting his socks on has to do with you learning to be your best in love. All right, so I'm going to share with you, like I said, what a toddler putting his socks on, specifically my son learning how to put his socks on, has to do with you and your relationship. Okay, so many of us haven't grown up learning about love, how it works. We've had bad role modeling. It's not something that they teach in school. We look around and we see, ridiculously high divorce rates and unhappy marriages everywhere, right? And it's really not been taught about how to get this whole love thing right. Not until now, right? And, one of the things is that people feel like they should just know how to do this, right? Because no one's teaching it. There's no school. You don't have to get a degree in love, a doctor of love, to have a happy marriage necessarily, right? Some people kind of get it right, and most people don't. So what does this have to do with a toddler learning how to put his socks on? Well, my kid the other day, he's like 3, and honestly, we've been just putting his socks on his whole life. And it's just like, oh, wait, you know what? He could probably learn how to do this himself. So the kid he's very smart. Okay. I will say that about my son. He's very smart. He's very cute. He's not good at fine motor stuff. Like, I think he might even be like worse than his general, whatever. He's not, anyway, I don't mean to be like, do you see how I already like characterize and rate these things? But my point is this: it took him a really long time to like unfold the socks. You know how socks get rolled up together. So to unroll the socks and to separate them, it took him a really long time. And honestly, I was just like, oh my gosh, let me just like undo these socks for you. But no, I was like, okay, he's got to learn he's got to not learn, but he's got to be able to like show himself that he can do it. And he did, right? Awesome. And then we went along with him trying to put his sock on his foot. And it was a challenge, right? It took a little while, but he did it himself. He kept trying. He kept screwing up. He kept trying. He wasn't upset or frustrated with himself or anything like that. I had to mind myself because I'm an impatient adult. And it's like, when like, I love my mother, but when she's doing something technically that's just like, oh my gosh, really? Because understandably, I'm going to be the same way. These kids around me are going to know a lot more about how to do this technical stuff than I'm going to be a dinosaur too. Anyway, my point is this: have the mind of a child when you're learning to get love right. Okay. Just because you haven't learned it or nobody showed you how to do it right doesn't mean you won't be able to. But trust that, there is a roadmap to getting love right. It doesn't have to be it's not something that you're just sort of like divinely downloaded, right? In fact, it is, but all of the messaging and all of the stuff that we go through kind of separates us from that truth. So be like a toddler putting his socks on. Don't lose patience. Don't lose hope. Or if you do lose patience, just, try to kind of come back and recognize that you are meant for this, okay? Just like he figured out how to put his socks on, you can figure out how to get love right. Get some help if you need to. There's lots of good help available. Read the books if you want to. I think, I think that the fastest way of doing this is by getting the right kind of professional help. And if you have a partner who's willing to do that with you, wow, spend a couple months of your life trying to figure this out so that you can be happy for the rest of your life. Seems like a no-brainer to me. But ultimately, when you get off kilter, when the sock doesn't go in the foot, when maybe you learn a few things and then you take like 10 steps backwards, which many people do, especially after things start to feel like they're going really well, that can be when the stakes are the highest, and then things go backwards and then you're like, oh, hope is lost. It's not. Just stay there with like my kid and his socks, okay? That's my message for you today. Thanks as always for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.